You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. It's Sunday Mounts. What are the Gaming Dragon? Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Rain Check. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright, all I can do is stare. I like there's a halo above his head, I love it. Maybe he's your savior? Anyway, all I can do is stare. Yeah, he did, but how did you know? I whisper back as quietly as possible, trying to match the same level of subtlety as Rue. Rue doesn't acknowledge my question. Instead, his attention is drawn back to the cat, as if he's looking for something. I stare as well and see small twitches of movement coming from the cat's tail. Oh, thank God, he's alive. A huge wave of relief passes through me, but there's still a tight knot in my stomach as I stare at the mangled-looking cat. I thought so. Well, good news is he's not dead. Doesn't look like they'll be getting up anytime soon, though, probably for the better. Can someone care to explain what's going on? I jump from the loud roar that the polar bear bellows out. Rue scowls at Christopher, then stares back at me, his demeanor looking more annoyed than startled. I turn back to the security guard. He clearly looks pissed. Right, sorry, I got distracted. As the security guard puts up a closed sign in front of the lounge where we had been standing earlier, we relocate to the bar seats on the far side. I've never been great at handling confrontations, and this is no exception. Here's the deal. Emergency medical services have been called, and they'll be on their way shortly. In the meantime, why don't you explain what happened? Well, I spend the next few minutes explaining the whole story. How I was minding my own business here until I was approached by that man. How he asked for money, and how he suddenly lunged at me with full force trying to attack me. I also recount that I lost balance and fell when the cat grabbed my tail. Finally, I explained how I kicked him off of me when I was down on the ground. I finished my recount and look at them for affirmation, but neither of them looked particularly surprised. It's like they already expected this. Christopher is the first to break the silence. Do you know who this person is? No, right? Not at all. I've never seen them before in my life. Okay. Christopher reaches for his radio and speaks into it, keeping his eyes on the cat the whole time. Are the EMS here yet? They'll be here in 5 minutes. Good. How about the police? Christopher side-eyes me at the mention of police. We got a gentleman here that'll most likely need to be sent for questioning. They're on standby. I'll call them now, though. Immediately, I notice Rue's expression change to somewhat of a worried state, an expression I haven't seen until now. The polar bear then fixes his gaze on me. Sir, can I get your name? Theodore. The security guard nods. The paramedics will be arriving shortly, so if you're injured, we can have you tag along. If not, then you'll be sent to the police station for questioning first. I doubt you'll be in any trouble, though. Now, following standard protocol, I have to ask, are you injured? The thought of being carried away in an ambulance or police car doesn't seem like the highlight I'd want for my vacation. Doesn't look like I have much of a choice, though. Now that he mentions it, the scratches I got early on my tail are starting to sting. I can't help but wince in pain. Well, now that you mention it, he's fine. Is he up to something? What's he trying to do? Thinking now. Coffee. Who the hell is this man, anyways? He showed up moments after I got here. You know him or something? Rue stares at me and starts mouthing something to me, all while he motions with his paws to me, just out of view for Christopher to notice. My brow furrows as I struggle to understand what he's trying to say. What? There's a slight panic in the wolf's face as the security guard notices my dazed expression and turns to face him. Rue steps forward and places a large paw firmly on my shoulder. You've been through a lot. Let me handle this. He gives me a small pat before turning to face Christopher. The hell's going on? The wolf steps in front of me, acting as divide between the security guard and me. He won't be going anywhere. And just who are you, huh? His friend. We're friends now? Listen, under normal protocol, we need both parties involved handed off to police for questioning. Ambulance too if he's injured. Understand? Shouldn't you be more concerned about our little addict friend over there? Don't you see the scars on his paws? How about the bandage on his tail? We all turn to check out the cat with the scars and bandage present like Rue had mentioned. Actually, I'm pretty sure I saw those earlier as well. Clearly a skeleton user. Skeleton? I don't think I've heard of that drug before. Wouldn't be good for business if people found out addicts were roaming about the hotel attacking patrons. Just like the last 2 times. What does he mean, last 2 times? You understand what I'm saying, right, Christopher? Rue's voice is slow and methodical. Is he threatening the security guard somehow? What are you getting at? How the hell would you know that? Security guard raises his voice, sounding much more accusatory towards Rue. Doesn't matter. You know what does matter? Rue looks at me before continuing. That several people were hospitalized because of what happened. Wait, what? Really? I didn't hear anything about this. Of course not. The hotel did everything it could to cover up the incidents. Not well enough, sadly. I'm sure Christopher knows all about it. There's been a huge cover-up all this time? This seems bigger than I thought. Maybe it'd be best if I stay out of this as much as possible. Wait, what does he know? Rue completely disregards my question and motions a gesture towards me. You'll want to dodge the station anyways. It'd be a miracle if you get through questioning in less than a few hours. Probably take until tomorrow with a scandal like this. He shrugs at me with a toothy grin. Here's how I see it. You go, it'll get covered up, you wasted your time. I guess you're right. Rue gives me a wistful smirk as he glances back to the polar bear. He's not going. That's final. Rue's commanding tone resonates through the air, leaving the security guard feeling shaken and unsure of how to proceed. There's a look of anger and contempt coming from the polar bear's face. Ultimately, he lets out a sigh and frowns. He pulls up a bar stool and sits down, avoiding any eye contact from us as he speaks on the radio. He pulls up. Okay. Let the police know it was a false alarm. Paramedics are good enough. His voice sounds defeated with a hint of bitterness in it. Psst. Okay, paramedics have just arrived. They'll be up shortly. None of us move. None of us say anything. Just go. The wolf that was just towering in front of me suddenly turns around and gives me a nod. Let's go. He motions me to follow him as he quickly marches off. What the hell just happened? I need answers from him. Rue walks to an isolated part of the casino where the only things in sight are rows of unoccupied slot machines. His tall stature is striking compared to the surroundings as he scouts around the area. Before you say anything, we need to get your tail treated. Follow me and I'll explain everything. I promise. What? Can't you do it here? Isn't that isn't that why we walked here? And wait a second, how do you know about my tail? And furthermore, how do you know I was attacked earlier? What's going on? Hold on and slow down. I'm looking for the open bar. What? This isn't the time to be drinking. Rue turns to me. His sudden serious gaze silences me. I guess I'm left with no alternative. I'll have to cooperate for now if I want to find out what the hell's happening. Over there. Let's go. Wait! And just like that, he disappears from my sight. There's several drink names I don't recognize on the bar counter. The wolf operates the tap and fills a plastic cup halfway with a transparent amber liquid. How can someone be in the mood to drink at a time like this? Without hesitation, he snatches up a bunch of napkins from a nearby pile. He swiftly turns around and hands me the drink, surprising me. Hold this. Huh? I don't drink. Rue sets the cup back down on the counter when I fail to take the cup. It's only when he starts to dip the napkins into the cup that I realize what he's trying to do. Turn around. I do as I'm instructed, preparing myself for pain. He kneels down and brushes aside my fur on my tail, causing me to grimace from the sudden pain. I just realize how embarrassing this is. It's a good thing he can't see how flushed my face is right now. Rue applies the alcohol-soaked napkin to the scratches on my tail, gently holding it in place with his big sturdy paws. Ah! I wince from the sudden sting, my tail recoiling from the sharp pain, but he easily holds it in place. How does it look? Just surface-level scratches. Look at you. The wolf places several unfolded napkins over my scratches, wrapping them carefully and securing them with a firm knot. All right, there. As Rue stands back up, I pivot back to face him, while quickly checking on my tail. The makeshift bandage looks surprisingly sturdy. You wanted answers, right? Yes! What the hell's going on? Not here. Then where? My room. North block. Something's off. Why does he want me to come to his room? There's an awkward pause as I try to think of what to say. Why your room? What do you mean? This is getting too weird. Maybe I should back out now. But how do I do it without being too obvious? My eyes dart to the exit and then back to Rue, unsure of what to do. He's stupid, man. He's trying to help you. After a long, awkward pause, Rue speaks up slowly. Ah, sorry. I know we've had pretty lighthearted interactions so far. I guess Rue caught on to what I was thinking. To be fair, I've been told I have a terrible poker face. So if you're uncomfortable coming to my room, the wolf looks around and spots something off in the distance that catches his attention. I can explain it to you in the bathroom. His tone is a lot more gentler than it was a minute ago. Why does his behavior change all of a sudden? A place of privacy. Why does it need privacy? I'm still unsure why he can't tell me here. There's virtually no one around the bar here. Well, okay then. I mean, we can go to his room. If he wanted to do me harm, he could have done something already. Not only that, but my wallet was untouched. Our interactions after that have only been serendipitous. Following that logic, whatever he's going to tell me must be really important for him to request a private place. Now I think about it, why did Rue stop me from giving a statement to the police? It's not like he works for the hotel, so... Though my gut is telling me this is a bad idea, my brain says this makes the most sense. Okay, let's head to your room. But you better tell me everything. I still have no clue what the hell's going on. There's a look of relief on his face. Perfect. Follow me, then. In silence, we descend to the 10th floor via the elevator and cross a skybridge to the north building. Reaching the 35th floor, I notice its striking resemblance to mine. Rue's quickening steps hold my attention as I try to discern his intentions. In light of recent events, I feel a need for a heightened caution. Since departing the casino, his silence has been broken by only the occasional searching glances. Suddenly, Rue halts and pivots toward me, his blank expression pulling me from my thoughts and leaving me guessing. We're here. His eyes instinctively dart over to the door in front of us. 3510. Right. He fumbles in his back pocket, pulling out a keycard that seems minuscule in his paws. After a swift tap on the card reader, Rue surveys the hall before pushing the now unlocked door open. Quickly. Rushing to keep the door from shutting, I quicken my steps as the wolf enters the room ahead of me. Rue is already near his bed by the time I make my way in. A vague scent of bleach grows more pronounced as I venture further. The room seems smaller and less adorned than mine, making me wonder if this is a common feature of the North Tower rooms. I don't spot any suitcases, but rather see a couple of briefcases lie by a desk, accompanied by neatly stacked folders next to a laptop. My attention returns back to Rue, who's now taking off his jacket as if it looked painful to wear and tosses it onto his bed. God, I hate wearing this thing. His attention goes from the jacket to me. Anyway. As his voice trails off, the silence that follows hangs heavy with tension, like a thick fog settling in his room. Let me explain. I nod back slowly, bracing myself for whatever crazy story I'm about to hear. He approaches the desk behind him, gingerly extracts a newspaper clipping nestled between two folders and passes it to me. So this is a mystery game. Okay, cool. Accepting the paper, I instantly notice the numerous markings and circles on it. The specifics of the writing are unclear, but the headline is distinct, grabbing my attention. City Harbor engulfed. Lone survivor emerges amidst vanishing crew. I shift my focus to study the rest of the clipping, particularly drawn to the date of the publication. Wait, this happened over 2 years ago? I think I remember reading something about this, but I can't be sure. I put the paper down and stare back at Rue expectantly. Like the paper says, there was a chemical fire by the harbor a couple of years ago. I'm here to investigate that as well as some of the other things relating to it. I see. And you're doing this all by yourself? He pulls something out of his pocket as he sits down on his bed. It's a small black business card that's even smaller than the key card he was holding earlier. Here. This is my employer. Accepting the card, I scrutinize it under Rue's watchful gaze. The phrase analytical research and confidentiality dominates the card in bold silver letters. Flipping it over, I find only a lone phone number printed in the corner against a stark black background. I work for ARC, a firm involved in a mix of investigative and intelligence work amongst other things. Oh, okay, so you're some kind of detective? Private investigator. A lot of these furry games have private investigators and detectives in them. I'm sensing a pattern here. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silver, and thank you for going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Teresm Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our Not Safe for Work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!